Managing a team can be daunting. As an efficient leader, you want to know how well your team is doing. And to know that, you need your KPIs. So what exactly are KPIs? Simply put, KPIs are measures of performances. They help you understand how your organization or department is performing. Today, we will discuss the best practices, steps, and strategies for you to incorporate into your business KPI design.
Welcome to our podcast, Coast to Coast. We are here on a mission to empower you with cutting-edge knowledge of business, marketing, and digital communications. We want to inspire you with tips to cultivate your skills and strategies to scale up your business. With proven methods that work, you have just landed on your transformative journey with Jacob Dermelkonian.
Hello everybody. A good KPI should determine how well you're doing to reach your goals. Are you on track? Not everyone is blessed with the knowledge of all things KPIs, and oftentimes people choose the wrong KPIs, causing more damage than good. So how exactly can you choose the right KPIs that can help your business reach its full potential? The first step is to start picking out measures that directly complement your objectives. Not all measures are important to track, so it is very important you choose one or two measures for each objective. You don't want to go overboard with your KPIs. Choosing too many will lead to extra work that can be avoided. You may think, oh well, there's so many measures that apply to a set objective. But believe me, only a few will truly improve performances, so choose carefully. Then, ensure the measures are what we call a good KPI. Not all KPIs are necessarily good KPIs. It is extremely vital to select the ones that qualify as good KPIs. To do that, there are some additional qualities that determine its value. It's important to check if the selected measures are quantified or not. Can you drive change with a selected measure, or are they refractory? Are they easy to understand? Can it actually be measured with accuracy? How much time will it take? How relevant is it? Will it remain relevant in the near future? A good KPI is not that difficult to find. Do not settle for a KPI just so you can have one. It's important to designate charge for each KPI to specific individuals. Assign someone to be responsible in tracking your KPIs. Assigned people usually will want to report good news, and I can guarantee you they will actually want to measure for success. They are the most motivated. Assign a business leader. A business leader reports on the measures. They will analyze data, put them in context, and brief on whether performance is good or bad. A side bonus, the individual who is responsible for the measures has full control over the resources dedicated for improvement. So really they have no reason not to get motivated. Examine and report on your KPIs. You must periodically review your KPIs on how they are performing. This should be done either monthly, quarterly, or any sequence your company usually conducts reviews. The reason we suggest reviewing your KPIs is to allow you to determine which ones are doing good and which ones are underperforming. Identifying underperforming KPIs before it's too late will do you wonders. Make sure that the relevant people are aware of the report. Many of the KPIs are interconnected alongside goals, so it's important that the relevant people are on the same page. Use the project management tool to keep everyone in the loop and update it regularly. Now that you know how to choose the right KPIs and the necessary measures to maintain them, you may be wondering, what exact KPIs you can choose? Well, don't worry. We have a list of 20 KPIs that will help you better your business. To make your life easier, we have split those KPIs into 4 categories. First, let's talk about financial metrics. These are used to measure the profits of a project. They convert the process upgrades into hard and soft dollars. There's always some kind of dollar impact. We have 5 financial measures for you to consider measuring: profit, cost of goods sold, current ratio, and sales per region. Profit is the most important KPI to measure. It measures the success of your organization at generating high returns. When measuring your profit, make sure you analyze both gross and net profit margins. With the cost KPI, you can measure the cost effectiveness. The cost KPI allows you to reduce and manage your costs. It's really a great KPI to measure. Cost of goods sold KPI allows you to better understand what your product markup should look like and your profit margins. The cost of goods sold KPI also helps you identify ways to outsell your competition. Current ratio. Current ratio KPI allows you to measure your resources. It tells you whether you have enough resources to meet short-term obligations. And finally, sales by region. With this KPI, you can analyze which regions meet your sales objectives, and in the meantime, identify regions that are underperforming. Let's talk about your customer metrics. Customer metrics are used to measure the value of customers to you and your value to them. Customer metrics measure all sorts of customer-related things, from satisfaction to loyalty. Here are some of our recommended customer metrics that you can incorporate into your KPI strategy. Churn rate. Churn rate helps you identify the percentage of existing customers you lose in a period of time. These can be customers who have not purchased from you for over a year. Customer loyalty. We all want loyal customers. But did you know that there is a measure for the number of loyal customers? It's easy. Loyal customers are just repeat customers. If a customer is making more than one purchase in a month, then they are a loyal customer. Customer lifetime value. With a customer lifetime value, you can measure the total revenue you can reasonably expect from a single customer account throughout the business relationship. This can be done by comparing customer revenue value to the predicted lifespan of said customer. It's a little morbid, but believe me, it's really a great KPI to measure. Revenue per customer. Another very crucial KPI. Simply put, revenue per customer measures the average revenue acquired for each customer. How much each customer spends at your store over a set period of time. Number of customers. Very straightforward. Determine the number of customers you've gained and lost. This will allow you to understand whether or not you are meeting your customers' needs. Moving on to your process metrics. Process metrics are standard measurements that you can use to evaluate and benchmark the performances of your business processes. There are a lot of process metrics that you can look into, such as efficiency. It's a great KPI to measure. It shows you how efficient your business processes are. To measure your efficiency, simply calculate the ratio of output to input. Productivity. Measuring productivity is extremely important. You don't want to be overproducing or underproducing. To measure productivity KPI, determine how many outputs are produced in 1 hour. There should always be a balance, never an overflow. Cycle time. This is the duration of your business process from start to end. Customer support tickets. To measure your customer support ticket KPI, analyze the number of new tickets, the number of resolved tickets, and resolution time. The KPI will improve your company's customer service rates. Percentage of product defects. To measure this, take the number of defective units and divide by the total number of units produced in the time frame you're analyzing. The lower you can get this number, the better. Failure rate. To measure your failure rate KPI, divide the total number of errors by the total number of items. You want to keep the numbers as low as possible. Finally, people metrics. People metrics provides you a quantifiable measure of people's activity. They provide evidence of performance against objectives and goals. So what are some people's metrics you can incorporate into your KPI strategy? Well, let's start with employee turnover rate. Determining your ETR is quite easy. By simply taking the number of employees who left your company and dividing them by the average number of employees, you can measure your employee turnover rate. If your ETR is high, it's time to examine your work environment. Percentage of response to open positions. Getting a high percentage of qualified applicants means your company is doing very well. An increased number of applicants also means an increase in interviews, and simultaneously an increase in qualified employees working for you, increasing productivity. Employee satisfaction. Employee satisfaction is a very important KPI to measure. Simply put, happy employees work hard. Trust me, measuring your employee satisfaction will be extremely beneficial in the long term. Cost per hire. It's crucial to have an accurate estimate of your CPH. Knowing your CPH KPI will help you make wiser investment decisions, outline your referral bonuses, and save your company money over time. There are a lot of KPIs to choose from, and you'll want to narrow the list down to track only the KPIs that truly help drive your strategy forward. Determine which KPI targets will help you further understand and meet your goals, and then integrate them throughout your departments. KPIs should match your strategy and not just your industry.
Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode from Coast to Coast Podcast. For more resources and access to episodes which will help you find real marketing success, visit www.jacobinternationalgroup.com. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and stay connected on all our social media accounts.